Good evening. Welcome to tonight's Vlogmas story time. And tonight I'm going to be reading Thomas Saves Christmas by Katrina Gallant. This is a story about Thomas, the really useful engine, and how he had to work together with his friends to deliver some presents. It was Christmas Eve on Sodor, and the tracks were covered with snow. Thomas and Percy were ready to do their final jobs in time for Christmas. "Oh, Thomas," Percy said, "the children of the village will be so excited to receive their presents." "Yes," smiled Thomas. "We must finish clearing the snow off the track so Henry's deliveries don't get delayed." Percy and Thomas rushed forth, clearing the snow so Henry could deliver the presents to the villagers. Percy moved the trucks out of the way. Push, push, puff, puff, and Thomas took the last passengers home for the holidays. Thomas and Percy were tired but happy when all their jobs were done. But the Fat Controller didn't look happy at all. "I'm afraid to say Henry has not been able to deliver the presents to the village," he said. "Oh no," thought Thomas. "Perhaps we didn't clear the snow properly." "Every time Henry has tried to get to the village, it has been blocked by a mysterious accident," the Fat Controller continued. Henry had set off that morning with his trucks laden with presents, but soon found his way was blocked. Something had caused James to wobble, and his cargo of logs had rolled across the track. When the logs were cleared away and Henry could carry on his journey, he crashed straight into trucks that Edward had left on the wrong line. Henry had to return to the steamworks to be repaired. "This is terrible. Who is going to deliver the presents now?" said the Fat Controller. "Don't worry, sir," Thomas said. "We'll deliver the presents." "We won't let those children down," cried Percy. Thomas and Percy were worried. It must have been the snow causing so many problems, and it had been their job to clear the tracks. But the snow kept falling deeper and deeper. "Don't worry, you two," Oliver said as he pulled up beside them. "It isn't the snow on the tracks that's causing all the trouble. It's Father Christmas." "What do you mean?" asked Thomas. "How can Father Christmas make everyone have accidents?" "James and Edward told me they spotted him in the sky. They both got distracted and made mistakes." Thomas and Percy were excited to hear that they might be able to see Father Christmas. "Remember, Percy, we have to be careful. We don't want to have accidents like the other engines," Thomas told him. The pair rolled slowly through Sodor, working again to clear the snow. Then all of a sudden, a large shadow appeared in the sky. It's Father Christmas," said Percy excitedly. "No," Thomas said. "That's just Harold. It must have been him all along." Thomas and Percy laughed, but Harold did not look happy. "Thomas, Percy, I'm glad I found you," he said. "Snow has blocked every road and track into the village." "Oh no," Percy cried. "What about the presents?" "Don't worry, I know what to do," Thomas said. Thomas and Percy rushed to collect Terence the tractor, who could help them clear the snow. The engines cleared the lower tracks, and Terence cleared the nearby roads. Then Terence was loaded up behind Thomas and Percy, buffered up behind him so they could head up to the mountain track to the village. Getting Terence up the mountain was hard work. Thomas and Percy had to go very slowly. When they tried to go faster, their wheels slipped and spun on the icy rails, but they kept going together. Then at last they saw the village. They were very tired, but they huffed their hardest until they were safely in the station. Terence then whizzed round the village roads, clearing the snow away. The last of the snow. Just then, Percy heard a buzzing noise in the sky. It was Harold again. He was dropping parcels of food for the villagers and their pets. The villagers were delighted to collect their presents from Thomas. "Hooray for Thomas, Percy and Terence!" they cheered. Later, as Thomas headed back to Tidmouth's sheds, he was pleased that Christmas had been saved. He peeped goodnight to Harold, chuckling about how he had been mistaken for Father Christmas. But wait, he thought, Harold's here. What's that in the sky? He smiled as he wondered if he had got to see Father Christmas after all. And there we go. There's a picture of them all at the station. Thank you very much. Good night and sweet